Well, I guess guilty pleasure movies have a place too. So The Mummy is a new remake of the 1932 film of the same name, which sparked everybody's imagination when it came to monster movies. And in The Mummy, Tom Cruise and Annabelle Wallis accidentally stumble across a long-forgotten tomb. Tom Cruise awakens Princess Amunet, played by Sofia Boutella, from her prison, and if she isn't stopped by the team of Cruise, Wallis, and Universal's Avengers known as Prodigium, led by Russell Crowe, we could be looking at the end of the world as we know it. And as far as I'm concerned, this movie can be a guilty pleasure for a lot of people, but honestly, it has a lot of problems. But I don't pride myself on being negative, so let's start out with the positives. First of all, Annabelle Wallis and Sofia Boutella. With the material that these two ladies were given, they morphed their scenes into my favorite parts of the movie, Sofia Boutella in particular. Not only did she capture the physicality of Princess Amunet, but she provided a certain amount of vulnerability, so even when Amunet was doing her really horrendous things, you could connect with her about why she was doing what she was doing. There was also some really cool action, including a zero-gravity scene that actually took place inside of a plane. But here's the thing. A couple of good performances and some cool action does not provide a smooth cinematic ride. For one thing, look, I love Tom Cruise. I think he's a phenomenal actor. But what he was given in this movie, it's nonsense! While I can certainly agree that he has more charisma here than he did in Jack Reacher Never Go Back, there was nothing likable about his character. For one thing, I can only remember at least one or two instances where he treated Annabelle Wallis with any kind of respect, and he insulted almost everybody else he came into contact with. But I know there was at least one person who deserved the insults, because Tom Cruise has this little buddy who travels around with him throughout the course of the entire movie. Woof! He was annoying, he was whiny, and whenever a scene of tension just starts building and building, this guy starts yelling and screaming at the top of his lungs, and all the tension that could have been there is utterly destroyed. But my biggest problem by far with this movie is the same problem I had with Kong Skull Island, and it's The Mummy doesn't try to be its own film. Instead of expanding the lore and making Princess Amunet a more interesting character, half of the runtime is dedicated to setting up a much larger, darker universe. And with that glaring issue, it ultimately made me feel like nothing that I saw mattered. But I digress. Look, there is still stuff in this movie to enjoy. Like I said, a couple good performances, some really exciting action, and as a whole, the movie looks pretty good too. But unfortunately, the film didn't affect me in the way it probably should have, so I gotta say, The Mummy, stay in your shorts. Hey, even though I didn't enjoy the movie, I am interested to see what the next chapter inside the Dark Universe is going to look like. But as always, it is what you guys say that matters. So have you already seen The Mummy, and what did you think of it? More importantly, what is your favorite movie monster? Leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. And if you like what you've heard here, and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.